Morning guys, my name is Felix Albingco and I am BSBA 3, major in marketing management, and my report is all about product issues in channel management. In my report, there are learning objectives. Number 1 is understand the concept of marketing mix variables as resource for channel management. Number 2, realize that there are many potential interface between product management and channel management. Number 3, recognize the most basic interfaces between new product planning and channel management, and know the implications of each stage of the product lifecycle for channel management. And number 5, be aware of the relationship between strategic product management and channel management. Be cognizant of how product differentiation, product positioning, product line expansion and construction, trading up and trading down, and product stance strategy relate to channel management. And number 7, appreciate the role of marketing channels in providing product service. The discussion examples presented are organized around 3 major areas of product management. These are the new product planning and development. This is a new product is all about bagong produkto, pagpaplano at development kung paano nyo magpalago. And the product life cycle, kung anong gagawin nyo about sa product. And number 3 is strategic product management. New product planning and channel management. The development of new product is a challenge faced by virtually all producers and manufacturers serving both consumer and industrial markets. New technologies, changing customer preference, and competitive forces all contribute to the need to introduce new products. Given such high risk of new product failure, manufacturers need to do a better job of a new product planning and development if they hope to reduce these high rates. So, ang magandang gawin para sa mga bagong produkto ay pagpaplano para sa channel management. Achieving success for new product is dependent on many factors, such as the innovativeness and quality of the product itself, its price, how effectively it is promoted, the nature of the customer demand, competitive factors, timing, and many others. One of these other factors is the degree of support a new product receives from dependent channel members. Although there are many possible issues that channel manager may consider, the following 5 issues frequently important for a wide range of channels. So, number 1 is what input, if any, can channel members can provide for new product planning. What has been done to assure the new products will be acceptable to the channel members? And number 3, do the new products fit into the present channel members' assortments? Well, any special education or training be necessary to prepare the channel members to sell the new products effectively? Well, the product costs the channel members and any special problems. Next slide is encouraging channel member input for a new product planning. One way of promoting increased enthusiasm and acceptance for new products by channel member is by obtaining some input from them for new product planning. This input may range from soliciting ideas for new products during the idea generating stage of new product planning all the way to getting feedback from selected channel members during the test marketing or commercialization stage. Seeking input from a channel members for a new product planning, however, may require that the manufacturer keep channel members informed about new product plans. Many manufacturers are very sensitive about their new product plans for competitive reason, are reluctant to divulge them to channel members until the last moment before the product. So, alam niyo naman na maraming manufacturers ngayon na naglalabas ng kanilang mga produkto na very sensitive. So, ang ibig sabihin niyan ay hindi muna nila nilalabas ang info ng kanilang product as long as hindi pa nila maipalabas ito sa merkado. Kasi alam naman natin na yung mga manufacturer na yan ay mga gusto rin nila na sila lang din ang unang kikita sa kanilang produkto. Alam naman natin ngayon na marami ng plagiarism, marami ng gumagaya, baka pag naipalabas nila yon ay gagayahin kumbaga hihina sila kasi meron na silang counterpart. So that is what I mean. In some cases, this type of secretive behavior may be justified, but if competitive considerations do not require its secrecy, the manufacturer has a little to lose, much to gain by seeking input from and sharing new product plans with channel members. Channel members are more likely to enthusiastically support new products that they have played a part in developing. So, napakalaking part nito sa pag-develop ng kanilang product. Fostering channel member acceptance of new products. For a new product to be successful, it must, of course, be accepted by the final users, whether they are industrial customers or but success is also dependent upon acceptance of the new product by channel members, through whom it passes in reaching final customers. So, what I said kanina, na yung mga manufacturer na yan ay meron talaga sila yung mga strategy. Di nila yan basta-basta nilalabas as long as mapunta na sa mga customer o magamit na ng customer para maano na sa customer kung satisfied ba yung customer nila. However, whereas final user are more concerned about the product will sell, whether it will be easy to stock and display, and most important, whether it will be profitable. So, napaka-easy na sa kanila kung sa pag-stock nito, sa pag-display, at kung kikita ba sila dito. Looking first at the issue of sellability of a new product, the key factor here is the perception of channel members. Specifically, they have to believe that they can sell the product or they are not going to be enthusiastic about carrying it. Take for example what has been going on recently in the food industry. The real standout new product in this industry belong the so-called organic food category, which is dramatic growth. Everything from fresh fruits and vegetable to breakfast cereals and even ketchup that are naturally grown and produced without chemical fertilizer, artificial ingredients, or additives of any kind are in great demand by consumer. So, naging uso ngayon sa mga prutas, sa mga gulay, like for example sa breakfast cereals, bean ketchup na tumutubo sila ng walang fertilizer. Alam naman natin, pag may fertilizer, dagdag yun para sa kanilang gasto. Kaya ngayon, gumagamit sila ng mga naturally grown o kumbaga yung natural lang na tumutubo para males ang kanilang mga gastos. In getting channel members to accept new products, the issue of stocking and display has become more important than ever as more and more new products compete for shelf space. Figure which shows Share watermelon, first developed by Japanese farmers, is an outstanding example of producers going out of their way to address the shelf space concerns of retailers by making it easier and more efficient for retailers to stock and display this popular but bulky, cumbersome fruit with the same objective in mind, but for a very different product. So this is the sample na pinakita kanina. Based dito is outstanding example producers going out their way to address the shelf space. So, nakikita dito sa picture is malalaki yung mga watermelon nila. Mukha siyang hindi watermelon kasi hindi siya bilog as kapares dito sa atin sa Pilipinas. Sa Japan kasi, mahilig kasi sila yan gumawa ng mga iba't ibang bagay, like mag-explore ng mga ibang bagay. Tulad ng nakikita nyo ngayon, watermelon na square. Diba? May nakita mo kayo, watermelon na square. Kakaiba yan. Watermelon na square. Fitting the new product into channel member assortments. The particular mix of products carried by any given channel member is assortments. All of the products carried by a supermarket, department store, some improvement store, plumbing supply, wholesaler, and so on constitute assortment of products they handle and depend on to the generate sales. Thus, a channel member's assortment is analogous to a manufacturer's product mix. all products that the manufacturer produces. When a manufacturer develops a new product, it is adding to its product mix. In short, the manufacturer has probably evaluated whether the capacity exists to manufacture and market the product efficiently. A key consideration on the marketing side of this evaluation should be whether existing channel members will view the new product as an appropriate one to add their assortments. Such product popularization has created unwieldy and inefficient product assortment for more and more retailers. Apparently, following the belief that in product assortment management, less more, some major retailers have made a conscious and concerted effort to prune their merchandise assortment to more manageable sizes, not only the process as well. For example, Walgreens Corporation has cut the number of superglues it carries from 25 to 11. Walmart Store Incorporated reduced the different 24 different tape measure it so offered to 4, and Kroger company is testing the feasibility of a 30% cut in variety of breakfast cereals in stocks. Retailer pushback against product popularization by manufacturers appears to be an important trend rather than uplifting. So, temporary phenomenon, large and power retailers that often dominate the channel and relentlessly seeking to drive down costs and enhance efficiency. Manufacturers and other supply cannot ignore this more stringent retailers' stand toward assortment management. New product, especially variation of existing products masquerading as new products, will have to jump considerably higher hurdles before they will be added to retailer product assortments. Next, educating channel members about new products. It is now unusual for channel members to need special education or training provided by the manufacturer in order to sell new products successfully. The type and level of special education will of course vary depending on the type of industry involved, the technical complexity of the product. On other hand, a simple consumer packaged good may require no more than a few minutes of advice on the proper display of the product. Between these two extremes are many variations in the educational requirements for new products, but it is well worth the effort for channel managers to investigate the possible educational requirements of new products as they are being developed. They will enable them to plan the educational programs that may be needed by the channel members rather than having to throw them together hastily after the products are sitting on channel member shelves. Making sure new products are trouble-free. No channel member wants to take on a new product that will cause trouble. This applies to channel problems that may arise while the product appears soon after the product is sold to a customer. Most channel members have enough problems to deal with running their business without taking on new product that add to their problems. For example, Home Depot. Ang Home Depot, alam naman natin yung Home Depot, ito yung sila yung mga nagbibinta ng kinakailangan mo sa iyong bahay. Kaya nga tinawag sila na Home Depot. It's a malaking store or warehouse to siya na doon mo makikita lahat ng kinakailangan mo para sa iyong bahay. The nation's largest home center chain is very demanding about the new products it will accept from manufacturers, even down to what seem to be trivial details. Home Depot has insisted that some manufacturers that of light pictures and gas grills rewrite assembly and use instruction that it found look difficult to read. It has even insisted that manufacturers put labels with barcodes on bulky and hard-to-handle items, such as sheets of plywood and wood dowels to make for easier stocking on customer checkout. So, alam naman natin, pag nakakita tayo ng, for example dito is yung mga sheet of plywood. Sa sheet of plywood, meron kayong makikita dyan ng barcode. So, doon yung barcode, doon mo makikita kung magkano yung presyo niya or saan siya gawa. So, nandun sa likod ng plywood na yun, nandun na lahat makikita mo info about nung product na yun. As these examples suggest, problems with new products can range from being nuisance that makes it more difficult for the channel members to stock and sell the product, as in the case of Home Depot, all the way to more serious flaws that can undermine the brand equity of the channel members, such as Jaguar dealers. Jaguar is car brand. Ito yung mga ganda, mga luxury brand itong mga Jaguar. Rely on the attract customers. While it's not possible to prevent all problems with new product, extra care and new product planning may help turn up defects before new product begin flowing through the channel and into ends in the hands of customer. Clearly, avoiding such problem is crucial to maintaining a strong and highly motivated team of channel members. Next is the product life cycle and channel management. The product life cycle is a model of describing that state through without a product passes. The PLC has been discussed extensively in the marketing literature and almost always presented in the basic marketing text. 25. So we need not go into detail here. We will, however, briefly review the first stage to provide a sharper focus for our forthcoming discussion on the implication of the product life cycle of the channel management. Figure number 10.2 is a typical portrayal of the product life cycle model. As the figure shows, a product typically follows a curve. Ito yung product life cycle natin, which can be divided into 4 basic stages. Introduction growth, maturity. So, ito yun, introduction, then maturity ng product, tapos yung pag-decline, kumbaga simula ng produkto, bago yung nasa maturity na or yung established na siya, nasa kalagitnaan, bago yung bababa na siya, yung decline. The introductory stage is one of slow growth as the product begins to gain a foothold in the market. Profit, as shown by the profit curve in figure 10.2, are not existent or very low during this stage due to the high cost of introducing the product in the market. So, ito yung figure 10.2, 10.3. Introduction, growth, yung pag-akyat ng mga produkto, maturity, yung nasa established, stable side na siya, and then, yung decline o pagbaba ng kanyang pagbaba ng produkto. The growth stage is marked by the rapid market acceptance, relatively high profit as shown by the steeper upward slope of the sales and profit curves during this stage. Despite such variation, the PLC is still useful as a framework of developing market strategy during the different stages. Since this stage is concerned with the channel variable, our focus on discussing the product life cycle will be on the strategic implication of each of the stage of the PLC for channel management. Shows the major channel management implications, the first stage of the product life cycle, each of which will be discussed in more detail. So what I said kanina, nandito yung product life cycle. Kumbaga, ito yung mangyayari sa ating produkto magmula sa paglabas, sa pag-gain ng mga sales, sa pagka-stable ng product, at alam naman natin, wala naman talagang forever. So, nagdi-decline talaga yung produkto. Kumbaga, kailangan na ng ibang tao na gumamit ng ibang produkto. So, nagkakaroon tayo ng decline o pagbaba ng produkto o pagbaba ng pag-use ng mga tao. So, kinakailangan sa mga ganito is yung mga manufacturer, kailangan talaga is innovative sila. Dapat yung mga produkto nila may mga bago, what's inside in our product. Kumbaga, meron silang mga brain twister. Kumbaga, meron silang mga pakulo, kumbaga, para ano yung mga tao, maano sila. Kumbaga, meron silang aabangan. Ma-curious pala sila. Yan ang tamang term, mako-curious sila. So, ito na yung the product life cycle. Like I said kanina. Next, the introductory stage in channel management. During the introductory stage, strong promotional efforts are needed to launch the product. This often entails heavy expenses for advertising other forms of promotion. So, sa paglabas ng produkto, kunwari tayo, magkakaroon tayo ng company, kung maglalabas tayo ng produkto, yung introductory talaga ang pinaka, kumbaga nandun talaga ang madugo or malaki ang gastos. Kasi alam naman natin na kailangan nating magpasikat sa ating produkto. So, kailangan natin siyang i-advertise by TV, radio, or else internet. Magbilong tayo sa ads para makita talaga at para makilala ang ating produkto. This often entails heavy expenses for advertising other forms of promotion. Like I said kanina, kailangan natin, kumbaga, nasa computer world na tayo ngayon. So, alam naman natin yung mga tao, nandito na tayo sa mga Facebook. So, ngayon, nauuso na ngayon yung mga, nakikita nyo yung mga ads. Kaya, huwag kayo mag-skip ng ads kasi, alam nyo naman, magkakapera din tayo dyan. All this is for naught, however, if the product is not readily available at the final point of purchase. Thus, during the introductory stage, it is imperative for the channel manager to assure that channel members can provide adequate market coverage for the product. This is not simple task. A good deal of planning and coordination are necessary to provide adequate market coverage at the final point of sale. So, ito, paglabas talaga, kailangan talaga, pagplanuhan talaga to, hindi yung putyo-putyo lang na, sige, may nakaisip ka ng produkto, ilalabas mo na agad nang walang kung ano-ano. Hindi ganon. Dapat pag-isipan mo munang mabuti, plano, kung magkano ang gagastusin, kung ano ang mga target market nyo, para smooth lang yung transaction nyo, kumbaga, smooth yung itatakbo ng business nyo. Huwag yung ura-urada. At saka kung magbi-business kayo, dapat kailangan pinagpaplanuhan, pinag-iisipan, lahat na ng mga good deeds na kailangan mo sa iyong negosyo, kailangan yan kaya para good, smooth, at saka the same time, makakasave ka ng pera, hindi ka magwawaldas. Alam naman natin, kaya tayo nagtinegosyo para magkaroon ng profit o kita. Kaya pagplanuhan talaga natin na mabuti. For example, na best ko po significantly underestimate the demand for one of their product, it is Snackwell line of low-fat cookies and crackers. In the meantime, many of the survivors were strangled with the shortage because their customer were unhappy about its shelf space dedicated to this. So, kaya nga, yun, naglabas kayo ng produkto, pero hindi naman magandang relation nyo sa isang supermart or store. Hindi ilalabas or i-display yung mga produkto nyo. It's useless kasi hindi siya makikita ng tao, kumbaga hindi siya bilihin. Product remain empty much of the time. So, yun, yung produkto nyo, walang laman, walang benta, ikaw din malulugi. If not corrected in a reasonable time to a significant increase in supply, such shortage block product introduction can undermine the future of a potentially spectacularly successful product. For products that can be digitized and delivered electronically online, such as book, making sure that sufficient market coverage is available to satisfy consumer demand in the introductory stage of PLC can be significantly enhanced. A case in point involves the well-known author John Grisham's latest novel, The Confession, which was introduced in both hardcover and ebook version simultaneously in the fall of 2010. Whether electronic and physical versions of products sold simultaneously to provide broad market coverage during the introductory stage of the product life cycle results in high total sales, or just divide a given level of sales between the two channels remains to be seen. So, kung ano man daw ang magiging produkto nyo, kung magiging physical ba to or yung nahahawakan or sa electronic ba, yung sa ginagamit ng tao, kailangan is tuloy-tuloy ang pag-advertise nito para malawak ang kanyang coverage para mas makilala talaga ang inyong produkto, di ba? But when this option is available, it is probably like that at least in the near future. More and more firms will use both channels simultaneously in effort to maximize sales. So, ito na. The growth stage in channel management. As the product enters the growth stage, rapid market growth begins in order to help. Sustain this growth, the channel manager faces two important challenges in channel management. Number one is to ensure that product availability provided to the market by channel members advocate so as not inhibit growth. To carefully monitor channel member action with respect to competitive products already handled by them and keep an eye out for potential competitors who are attempting to break into the channel. So, kailangan mo rin talagang i-monitor ang iyong produkto. Baka mayroon ng gumagaya sa'yo. Baka yung price ng sa'yo at yung sa kanila, mas mababa sa kanila pero same quality lang. So, kailangan nyo ring irespeto yung competitors. Kasi yung competitors na yan, napaka-healthy din yan para sa atin sa isang kumpanya. Kasi, pag meron tayong competitors, ibig sabihin yan, meron pang ikakaganda yung produkto mo. Kumbaga, meron pang innovation sa yung produkto. Lahat gagawin nyo sa inyong mga plano para magkaroon pa ng kagandahan or karagdagan sa inyong produkto para mas mabili pa siya or mas marami pa yung kikitain nyo. The problem of making sure that the product is available to the market becomes a more difficult one to deal with as the product ship out the introductory stage in stage of rapid growth. This is particularly true for consumer products sold to mass markets through numerous wholesale and retail channel members, yet dealing with this problem effectively can mean the difference between success or failure sustaining market acceptance of the product. An observation made by Lux generation ago is even more relevant today. Wholesalers and retailers play major roles in the market success of products which they distribute. Ang wholesalers at saka retailers, napakalaki ng role na ginagampanan yan para mag-success ang produkto. Relatively, small ship and shelf pacing, out of stocks, display, and other dealer support may produce favorable or dangerous trends. The second problem, monitoring the channel members' action with respect to competitive product is the equal importance of one's product. So, ito yung kanina. At each stage, in a product's life cycle, each management decision must consider the competitive requirement of the next stage. Those a discussion to establish a strong branding policy during the market growth stage might help to insulate the brand against strong price competition later. Next slide. The maturity stage in channel management. The slow growth or saturation characteristic of maturity stage suggests two strategic emphasis for channel management. Number one is extra emphasis should be on making sure the product remains desirable for channel members. So, ito daw, ang produkto remains desirable or yung kaakit-akit pa. At the same time, possible change in channel structure, particularly the selection of different types of intermediaries, should be investigated to forestall the decline stage and possibly create a new growth stage. So, lahat naman ng produkto, maabot naman siya talaga sa kanyang pagbaba or sa kanyang decline stage. So, the best way is gumawa ng bagong kumbaga, marketing strategy. Gumawa ng bagong strategy kung paano siya mabibenta ulit or babalik siya sa kanyang peak season. In the phase lower growth of near saturation, the sales and turnover rate for the product will decline for many channel members. In response to this, they may reduce the total stop ordering the product. Some will have special sales or closeouts to get rid of the product as quickly as possible, bearing the possibility of being stuck with a product that nobody wants. Alam naman natin, kung yung produkto mo ay na-stock, malaking kalugian sa iyon kasi hindi gumagana or hindi nag-generate ang iyong product. Hindi ka rin kikita. In order to lessen the severity of this pattern of channel member behavior, the channel manager must take steps to make the product more attractive in channel members. As well as said kanina, so kung nasa decline period na ang iyong product, kailangan mo na talagang gumawa ng mga advertisement or strategy, kung anong innovations, lahat gagawin mo para bumalik sa peak ang iyong mga produkto. A more comprehensive and long-term channel strategy for the mature stage is to change the channel structure through which the product is distributed. In some cases, they may lead to renewed growth stage for the product. Consider, for example, the case of Who Light. Who Light was sold for years only in department stores. Then American Home Products, the manufacturer, introduced the product in food stores and gained process to mass market. Nothing else was changed. Who Light was still the same product with the same package and the same product features. Yet sales tripled after the first year. The reason? Ano ang kanyang reason? Consumers found it easier and more convenient to buy Who Light through the new channels and so started using it much more often. While the channel manager should not necessarily attempt to change channel for a product, as matter of course, in the mature stage investigation of this possibility probably will worth the effort. Indeed, given the widespread acceptance of online channels and recent years channel design decision that place mature products into outline. So, may papakita ko sa inyo. Example ng Who Light. Ito yun. Who Light. So, as nakikita ko dito sa Who Light is isa pala siyang sabon. Sabon pala itong Who Light. Ewan ko kung ito siya, pero as Who Light. Who Light. Who Light. Sabon, para siyang sabon eh. Channels may provide some extra longevity or even foster renewed growth. The decline stage in the channel management, barring a dramatic turnaround which is occasionally does occur, rapid decline can occur. When a product is in a decline stage, given the situation, the channel manager should focus attention on channel implication. So, pag yung product mo daw ay nasa decline stage na siya or nasa pababa na ang mga consumer na mga gumagamit nito or konti na lang din ang mga konti na lang din ang gumagamit. So, ito pala yung dalawang gagawin. Can marginal outlets be phased out quickly to avoid further profit erosion? Una is, pwede mo na siyang i-phase out para hindi ka supply, wala namang bumibili para hindi ka malugi. Will dropping the product cause an adverse reaction to the part of existing channel members? So, nasa iyo. Or else, pababaan mo yung presyo para makasabay ka sa mga bagong produkto. The second issue of possible adverse reaction by channel members when a manufacturers drop a declining product has been discussed in a classic article by Alexander. This is Alexander said, products are often associated in the marketing process. The sale of one is helped by the presence of other in the product mix. When elimination of a product forces a customer who buys all or large part of his requirements of a group of profitable items from the firm to the turn to another supplier for his needs of the drop product, he might ship some of or all major other patterns as well. Accordingly, it is sometimes volume or management to retain it is mix a non-profit item in order to hold sales volume of highly profitable products, but this should not be done blindly without analysis. Marketing research may be conducted to discover the extent to which the customer purchases of profitable items actually are associated with the of-seek product. Although the results may not be precise, they may supply an order of magnitude idea of the interlooking patronage situation. Strategic product management and channel management. Strategic management of the product line is a challenge faced by virtually in manufacturers. No product line can be simply lined to remain fixed in the time. Certainly not if there remain a variable productive line. Successful product strategies depend on a variety of factors such as Equality, innovativeness, or technological sophistication of the products themselves, the power of the brand, the capabilities of the managers charged with overseeing the product line, the financial capacity and willingness to the firm to provide the proportional support of the necessary to implement product strategy, and several other factors. Since most manufacturers do not their products directly to their final users, they will at some point have to call on their channel members to implement the product strategies formulated by manufacturers. Those the success of the manufacturer's product strategies, at least to the some extent, and sometimes to be a very great extent, depended upon the effectiveness of channel members in carrying out the manufacturer's product strategies. This interface between product strategy and channel management will be discussed for several different product strategies. Product differentiation and channel management. Product differentiation is probably the most widely product strategy. In essence, product differentiation represents the manufacturer's attempt to portray a product or products as being different from competitive product and therefore more desirable to purchase even though the price may be higher. So, the product differentiation is probably the most widely used product strategy. In essence, product differentiation represents the manufacturer's attempt to portray a product as being different from competitive product. So, ito yung dito na papasok yung uniqueness ng isang produkto. Kasi alam naman natin, pag ikaw maglalabas ka ng isang produkto, hindi pwedeng walang lalabas din sa ibang kumpanya na katulad ng iyong produkto. Ibang pangalan lang yung ginagamit. Ibang pangalan lang ang iniiba nila yan. Pero, yung paano siya gamitin or ano yung sangkap sa mga produkto na yon, ginagaya talaga yun ng isang competitor. So, whether you like it or not, ganyan talaga ang kalakaran sa isang negosyo. Product differentiation is not necessarily based on difference in physical characteristic. It can also be created by putting different names on products. O, di ba? Yung produkto na yan, yun, papalitan lang ng pangalan, go na. Tulad ng Milo. Milo, merong Ovaltine. O, di ba? Same lang sila. Iniinom. Like, Magic Flex, bago Skyflex. Magkaiba sila yan. Pero, same lang sila, may flex sa dulo. Using certain advertising appeals, selling them through a different store or some combination of these factors. The real key to creating a differentiated products to get the consumer to perceive a significant difference. Conversely, if the consumer does not perceive such a difference, the fact that the product is physically different and inconsequential. Those product differentiation is not so much a matter of making a product that's typically different as it getting consumers to see a difference. The task of conveying this difference is not always just the manufacturer's job. Product channel may be also called upon to help to create differentiated products. Product positioning and channel management. Product positioning is other widely used product strategy. Basically, product positioning refers to a manufacturer's attempt to have consumer perceive product in particular way relative to competitive product. If this accomplished, the product is then positioned in consumer mind alternative to the other products that they currently use. In figure 10.4, Starbucks advertised an instant coffee that tastes as delicious as our brewed. How did Starbucks hope to accomplish this feat? First, copy Starbucks this via coffee online in its own store, creating instant halo effect for via instant coffee. So, ganito yung marketing strat dati ng Starbucks. And we're introducing a breakthrough, instant coffee that tastes as delicious as our brewed. Sa palagay nyo ba, yung ganyang strat ng Starbucks is, lumakas ba sila dyan? Palagay nyo. So, di ba hindi? Ang Starbucks ngayon is, unique way sila is all about, ang binibenta nila, maliban sa kape, is yung convenient mo na dun sa lugar na yon. Kumbaga, ang comfortability, the ambience, the peacefulness, like mga ganun ang mga uniqueness ng Starbucks ngayon. Tsaka doon din mas sumikat yung Starbucks. Product line expression, contraction, and channel management. And one time or other, most manufacturers find it necessary to expand or contract their product lines. In fact, they often engage in both processes simultaneously by adding products even as they drop others that are the end of their life cycle or that selling to fully continue operating. Such product line expansion and pruning strategies can create problems in dealing with channel member because it is very difficult to find a perfect blend of product it line that will satisfy all channel members. Studies have shown that such product popularization does not result in higher sales but rather in lower sales by confusing consumers and making it more difficult for channel members to keep shelf stock with so many items. Trading down, trading up, and channel management. So, trading down refers to adding lower price product of different product line to a product mean that is typically been offered in the past. So, trading down, magbababa ng presyo. Trading up is essentially the opposite. Adding products or a product line that are substantially more expensive than other products in the line or mix. Trading down, trading up. So, best example nito is yung Apple. Alam naman natin yung Apple, kahit anong ilabas nila, is hindi talaga sila na titinag sa kanilang mga competitive. Lagi lang talaga silang nasa taas. Kumbaga, sila, meron silang tinatawag na naka-steady lang sila. Steady lang sila sa price. Kumbaga, nandun lang talaga sila naka-stick sa price na yon. Whether marami na silang competitive, marami silang kakompetensya, pero nandun pa rin sila eh. Kumbaga, hindi sila nagbababa ng presyo kasi alam nila sa produkto nila is very useful ang kanilang product at the same time matibay. Basta lahat ng hinahanap ng isang tao nandun sa Apple product. Trading down and trading up can be high risk strategies because they may reflect profound departures from the company normal base of operation. The manufacturer now face 1. New markets about which may know very little. New competitor is not faced before. Quite possibly new channel members and new problems with existing channel members. Because our focus in these chapters on the channel management application product strategy, we will look at the third issue, the channel management problem with trading up, trading down. Basically, there are two problems to consider. The first, most basic question is whether existing channel members provide adequate coverage of high-end or low-end market segment to which the trade up or trade down is aimed. The second channel management problem faced by the manufacturer when trading up or down is more subtle and perhaps more difficult one. Product brand strategy and channel management. Most manufacturer has several options when considering product brand strategy. They might sell all their products under the national brand, under several national brands, or a family brands. So, ito yung mga sample ng paano nila ginagawa yung pagbabrand ng kanilang mga produkto. Una is under one the national brand, several national brands, or a family brands, or under private brands, under both national and private brands. For example, a national brand manufacturer may decide to sell only certain product lines or models of its brands through particular types of channel members. So, for example ng mga ganyan, yung mga limit lang yung mga ginagawa nila ng mga sasakyan. Tulad nung, ang karamihan sa mga gumagawa na yun is yung mga sasakyan. Tulad nung, may isang sasakyan ng Bugatti. Diba yung Bugatti is gumagawa lang sila ng mga 200. So, ang ibig sabihin yan is meron silang exclusive para ang isip siguro nila yung hindi basta-basta nakikita. Kumbaga, kung meron ka nito, it's a rare na magkaroon ka ng ganito. Goodyear, for example. Goodyear is a brand of the tire. Use different models for the tires if sell through mass merchandise in smaller independent dealers so that these channel members do not appear to be in direct competition with each other. Any of these options may at certain times pose channel management problems. That is the fourth option, selling under both national and private brands. That present the most difficult channel management problem because when the manufacturer sells under both national and private brands, direct competition with channel may result. So yung direct, kung ang makikita niyo yung Goodyear is one of the brand tire na made in US yan. So, ang Goodyear is napakagandang gulong yan para sa ating mga sasakyan. Tasted na yan kasi for my experience, isa ako sa mga nagbibenta ng gulong. Very, talaga, recommended talaga yung Goodyear na brand kasi it's all matibay, it's all weather, lahat. Kumbaga, kung gusto mong sulit yung pera mo sa isang bagay, pagdating sa gulong ng iyong sasakyan, Goodyear na brand is magandang i-recommend talaga. Napakatibay talaga niyan. Goodyear. Ito, baka familiar lang kayo sa logo ng Goodyear. Ito yung Goodyear. Goodyear. Magandang taon. Goodyear. So, sana makita nyo. Goodyear. Yan. Product service strategy and channel management. Many products in both the consumer and industrial spares required service after sale. This manufacturer of this product should make some provision for other after-sale service, either by operating directly at the factory through their own network of service, through channel members, through authorized independent service centers, by some combination of this organization. If good product service to provided by the channel, however, the manufacturer must view the issue of product service as a basic strategic issue in product management and channel management. Indeed, the appeal of the product can significantly enhance through a strong service image if the manufacturer has developed a strong service capability in the channel. Attaining such channel member support is not matter of good luck. The manufacturer who expects strong cooperation from channels members providing service must make it clear to channel members that service is an important part of the overall product strategy, and incentive must be provided for the channel members to cooperate in the service program. So, that's all for my report. Thank you for listening. Sana may nakuha kayong aral. Nga pala si Felix Albingco, your reporter, signing off. Adios.